Okay, here's the first video for the answer key for the Topic 7 test version 4. For this test, for version 4, I changed it to cotangent, and I changed a couple of the answers. Again, remembering how cotangent is defined. Cotangent is defined as cosine over sine, the reciprocal of tangent. Cotangent is defined over this pi interval. The period is pi. So that should be able to knowing the features and knowing the concepts will help you answer that multiple choice. Same thing as the version 3, just different numbers. This one, you've seen this problem on every test since Topic 6. Topic 6, the stats unit, and this test. The phase shift is just the horizontal shift. So it's where H is. It's H lies. You had to give me a units and direction. Right, 3 pi over 4. For this one, this was one that was on the final review, and we just glossed over it on the final reviews. If f of g of x equals x and g of f of x equals x, that means g and f are inverses. If you take the composition of inverses, it returns the input value. This is the input value. Look what was returned, x. This is the input value. Look at what is returned, x. That means the functions are inverses. Here again is another example of using the properties of logarithms correctly. The properties of logarithms are a slightly different set of rules. Make sure you know those properties or ask me questions. Evaluating is just straight mental math. You start at the base, do swirly. 3 to what power gets 27? 8 to what power gets me 1? 6 to what power gets me 1 over 36? Also, I remember saying in class a long time ago, if the argument is a fraction, that means the exponent must be negative. That goes back to some central concept I asked you guys to embroider in the back of your brain. Whenever I said, what is a logarithm? You're supposed to say, it's an exponent. So this is a logarithm. What is this? It's the exponent 3. What is this logarithm? The exponent 0. What is this logarithm? The exponent negative 2. Okay? You cannot use a calculator, by the way, to answer the cosine and sine of this, because that's wrong. I need you to give me unit circle definitions. This one is slightly different. It's about coterminal angles. Okay, I drew an angle down here and I said give me two measures of degrees that name this angle, 2 positive and 2 negative. So the positive one is 270 plus this 30, so 300 degrees. Just add 360 to find the next rotation. And then if this is 300, that means it's negative 60 when you subtract from 360. So add another negative 360 to find the other negative. Remember, coterminal angles just highlight to the students and to you the repetitive nature of going around and around and around and around the unit circle. Okay, you can name this same angle numerous ways. That highlights the repetitive nature. Turn the page. Okay, this is a formula to memorize for arc length, the Ferris wheel problem. S equals r theta. S equals r theta. S equals r theta, where r is radius, theta is the angle in radians. Just straight up multiplying the calculator. Done. Now over here is the vertex problem, finding A for parabola. You have to remember vertex form. You're given 4 of the 5 variables. You have to solve for A using the correct order of operations and then rewrite it in general form. Here again we have that question about the different type of distributions and their descriptive words. Make sure you look up on all the review documents and all the previous test keys all those descriptions. Here again we're doing the conditional relative frequency, so you use 35 and 32 as your denominators to find these tables. If it was the other way, if it was the grade, what would be the denominators, boys and girls? 28 and 29 would be correct. Okay, here again is a problem you've seen before. It was actually on last year's final. Divide. Divide is not solving. If the instructions are just dividing, you're just going to factor, and then division is multiplying by the reciprocal, and a whole bunch of stuff's going to cancel out. In this case, everything canceled out except for those 2 binomials. Okay? Not solving. Make sure you guys are looking at the instructions. The other hard part about this is you had to analyze all of your denominators to see what restrictions were on the variable. It's all these ones that I'm circling right now. Okay, those are where we can't divide by 0. All right, that's the end of that video.